Hi everybody, this is Lee Martin from Running Mode, and in today's video, we are going to take your Zoom calls from this to this. Stay tuned. All right, so Zoom calls. Everyone's got to do them every single day of their lives if they are working remotely. If you're not using Zoom, you're using Skype, you're using Google Meet. There's a whole bunch of other, Microsoft Teams has a video tool as well. There's a whole bunch of tools that basically allow you to be able to communicate with people on video. And frankly, if you're gonna be doing this 3, 4, 5, 10 hours a day, you better have a fantastic setup to be able to make that happen. In this video, we are gonna be talking about everything that you need to be able to do in order to have an amazing setup for your video conferencing calls. We're gonna break this down into a bunch of different categories. We're gonna be talking about your camera setup, the teleprompter that you may or may not need, the ring light that I highly suggest that you buy, the microphone that you will be using, and the entire thing that makes this happen, the HDMI bridge that will connect a signal from your DSLR camera to your computer so that you can just click one button and have absolutely amazing video calls any day of the week. Let's get started. So the first thing that you really need is to understand your individualized setup. I'm currently using a MacBook. This will work on a Windows computer as well. There have been some recent developments as of late as DSLRs, which are basically just really nice cameras that have different lenses on them. I currently have a 50mm lens on this camera, which is why it goes in and out like this, and you can see a really nice background that's kind of like, they call it a bokeh, so it's kind of like out of focus, and there's a very thin line of focus for my face. But you'll have these, which are basically just different lenses that you use to get different effects. This is a wide angle lens, so if I wanted something a lot larger, I would be using something like that. But for the 50mm lens, it gives a really cool cinematic look. And whenever I jump on a Zoom call with somebody, they're always like, wow, your video calls look so awesome. It's because I have this setup, DSLR, 50mm lens, and a bunch of other stuff that we're gonna get into. But the first thing that you gotta talk about is the camera. Now, I'm using a Sony a6500. Hopefully, it will be popped up right here on the screen so that you can see what this camera is all about. Now, this is a bit of overkill as cameras go. The other interesting advantage about a DSLR camera as it applies to video Zoom calls is the vast majority of the time you don't need a 4K signal. You only need a 1080p signal because the vast majority of the time people don't really want a 4K signal coming through Zoom, and I don't even know whether or not a 4K signal is capable to run through Zoom. So anything that just shoots 1080p is great. If you want to do video work like this as well, I suggest a 4K camera, but fundamentally, I use the A6500. I believe we bought it for about $1,200 when it was brand new, but you can find cameras that are below $500 in this range that are really, really easy to use. Now, the other thing that you're going to need to connect to this DSLR camera is a battery plug. So I don't know what other name to be able to call it. You can check it out on Amazon. What I literally have is, it costs about $15 to $20 on Amazon. It is a battery plug that connects directly into the camera and then connects to an outlet so that I don't ever have to change batteries in this DSLR camera. It's just constantly running all the time. So I can do videos like this for hours, or I could do Zoom calls for hours. It doesn't really matter because we're never gonna run out of juice. I highly suggest if you're gonna do this setup, buy that, hook it up. That way you can just flick one switch and you're never thinking about, oh man, am I gonna run out of battery in 45 minutes? Because it just never happens because you're not running on batteries. You're running on an outlet. The other thing that you're going to have to buy is a mini HDMI output plug or wire. And I think I picked one of these up for about $10 off of Amazon. And what that in essence does is takes your DSLR that has a teeny tiny little plug that is an output as a mini HDMI port and turns it into a big HDMI port that you would plug into a regular television. You can actually plug this stuff directly into a regular television and it will just give you a stream constantly. I don't do that in this case, but again, for $10, basically, if you wanted to go very, very cost effective, you could probably buy a $300 DSLR with a lens, kit lens that goes with it. You would get yourself a $20 battery plug, and then you would buy yourself a $10 mini HDMI to HDMI converter cable. With that, you've got the vast majority of the setup that you need. Moving from the DSLR, what you're going to need next is something to put the camera onto. And for me, what I really like is a ring light. Now, I got a ring light from Newer. Again, this was about $60 off of Amazon. We're going to include all the links down below if you want to go and check those out. And it's a $60 ring light that is adjustable. You can change the brightness on it. You can change the color temperature on it. And for me, it's been such an easy purchase because it gives me really nice light on the front. And then I have a couple windows to the left here that also light the left side of my face, with my right side being a little bit darker. Gives it a bit of a cinematic look, if I don't mind saying. And I think it's a really great setup for about $60. Now, you could get a little bit more sexy and you could get like a 3-point lighting system. You could put more lights up in your house if you really wanted to. But frankly, this setup is pretty good and it's $60. It also runs on LEDs, so it doesn't really suck up your energy bill. This is one of the most power efficient light bulbs that you can get in the light bulb world. So very easy to start with. And the other added advantage is it also works as a stand for your DSLR. Now, on video calls, you need to have very good audio, and not all audio is created equal. Generally, the microphones that are on laptops, they suck pretty badly. You can get yourself an external microphone. I actually do have one in the office here, but I've realized that it's just too difficult to be able to pick up and set up every single time. I could connect it to my USB-C bridge, but for me, it just didn't necessarily make much sense when I have something like this. These are AirPods Pros, and all that you do is you flick it open, you put one in your ear, and then you're actually going to be able to run the microphone, the audio source, directly through this microphone. To me, this is killer to be able to use it very quickly and easily. I don't know if you've seen on CNN or Fox or MSNBC, everyone is wearing AirPods Pros when they're doing interviews. It's for a reason. They're very good audio sources, very good microphones, and very, very easy to use. I highly suggest you pick up a pair of these for your setup. Now, the last piece of this is your HDMI video card. So what this in essence does is, and again, this is something you can pick up on Amazon for less than $20, is it turns a big HDMI signal into a USB signal, and then it pushes that video signal directly into your computer. And then you can access it from any other source. So when you look at your Zoom call and you want to turn your camera on, there's a little extra button right next to the video section that shows all of the different video sources that you can port in. Once you actually connect one of these, you should be able to detect that video source. You just click on it, switch to it, and bam, you are up and running with a much sexier version of yourself. The last thing that I might add here is to be able to put in a teleprompter. Yes, I said a teleprompter, and I'll tell you why. So I have an iPad. You could use any tablet you'd like as long as you can actually have a Zoom call on the particular tablet that you have. And then what I do is I put it into the teleprompter, and I will, a lot of the times, run a Zoom call through that teleprompter. I use this a lot when I'm doing podcasts with people, or when I'm doing an online video conference with people, somewhere where I need to be able to make sure that I'm making eye contact with the audience as much as possible. It's super useful to be able to make sure that people look like they're being paid attention to, because this is me actually looking at the camera, and then this is me looking at my laptop where all of the different people's faces would be. It's not exactly the most engaging view for a Zoom call. So I like to put the tablet right on that teleprompter, so I always have a really good line of sight directly with the audience or whoever I'm meeting with. So it's really that simple. I think for the vast majority of cases, we're talking about something that will cost, on the high end, I think my setup was probably about $2,000. On the low end, you can probably do this entire setup for under $600. And if you're doing Zoom calls more than 3 hours a day, it's probably a really good upgrade to be able to get yourself all set up and running. I know for me, I connect everything to my USB Type-C bridge, and then with my laptop, I simply plug in with one plug, everything's ready to go. I click one button on the DSLR and I'm up and running. So if you want a couple more tips on how to work remotely in an effective way, why don't you subscribe to this YouTube channel? It's very, very free, and it's right down here. Also, all the links that we have for all of this setup is down below. And if you enjoyed that video, hopefully you've subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.